Honorable Director General of the UNSD, Mr. Stephen Schweinfest, Honorable Mr. Xu Wenguang, Deputy Vice Governor of Zhejiang Province, Honorable Mr. Mao Yongfeng, Deputy Commissioner of the NBS, Honorable Mr. Yao Gaoyuan, Deputy Mayor of Hangzhou, Mayor of Hangzhou, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all the distinguished friends joining us from online and offline. Thank you for the friends coming from the Academy and community of the Statistics and Data. And ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everyone. So today, we are happily gathered here together for the closing ceremony for the 4th United Nations World Data Forum. Over the past 4 days, everyone is gathered together in super busy scheduled way and very excited. So it's a tightly packed schedule, and we have a lot of takeaway messages as well. We feel very happy and enjoyable, of which we're talking about the practical issues and the theoretical issues facing the statistical practice, where we are exchanging ideas and wisdom, sharing about different experiences with each other to inspire each other and forge a lot of our friendship, so that we have kept in our memory a lot of memorable moments. So let's start with a video to recap the moments over the past 4 days. Please look at the big screen.
Thank
中共中央政治局常委、国务院副总理丁薛祥出席开幕式，宣读习近平主席贺信并致辞。
我宣布，第4届联合国世界数据论坛正式开幕。
improve the customs to make it more easier to trade between countries.
The organization is extremely innovative. The infrastructure is excellent.
I'm very glad to be here to share statistic experience and get a wonderful memory.
So it has been very fascinating and so beautiful experience so far. So very eye-opening and also motivational.
I'm especially interested in checking out the big data application and all the the other interesting work. And it's also really cool to have a robot running around.
To interact and to communicate with, appreciate the exchange here and also the great organization by the host country.
Hospitality.
Yes, and
Really,
people are so nice,
you are
and we are
amazing,
so
really.
well taken care of.
Yeah.
So we feel really welcome, and thank you guys because you're
Thank you
amazing. It's
very
impressive.
much.
Thank you, the organizer, for capturing with video footage of this vivid and passionate moments. Well, we are about to close our World Data Forum. We are going to give a round of a warm applause to cheer up all the participants of today's conference, online over the past 4 days. Let's give a round of a warm applause to say thank you to all the ones who are behind the organizational efforts of our World Data Forum. Thank you, all the friends who have making this happen. And our applaud also goes to the young volunteers. Thank you very much. Well, the short video is really short, about 4 minutes in its duration. We have held 4 successful days of our forums, but we put in at least 40 days in the preparation for that. And so the duration efforts for preparation is lasting for more than 500 days. So the 4-minute captured video is a limited duration to capture what happened. But think about we are forging a lot of deeper friendship for the statistical and data community. All the memories we have are kept in our permanent memory because just like a tree and a flower growing forever of our friendship. So, Madam Amina Mohammed, Executive Under-Secretary General of United Nations, has especially taken some efforts to have done a video closing remark, and she kindly sent to us. Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to join you at the closing of the World Data Forum. I want to begin by thanking the government of the People's Republic of China for organizing and hosting this important event, together with the United Nations family. Since its inception in 2017, the World Data Forum has brought together the data community to spur innovation, to build a community for data, and to mobilize support and to strengthen data capacity for the 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals. It is heartening to see our vision for a data revolution coming to life. This is due in no small part to the efforts of many of you in this very large, committed and active community. Congratulations to all of you. We have come a long way since Cape Town. We have moved from a narrow focus on official statistics to think about the data ecosystem more holistically, with all actors working increasingly closer together, from citizens, private sector, decision makers to national statistical offices. Today, we see data being discussed at a political level and have come to understand the value of data as a strategic asset, key to making better decisions to support people and planet. And while the pandemic has highlighted the importance of high quality, open, timely, and inclusive data, it has also exposed the gaps that remain. We urgently need to invest in better data to ensure that no one is left behind. Ladies and gentlemen, I was particularly happy to see the announcement of 3 initiatives at this year's World Data Forum. First, the extensive adoption of innovation and use of new data sources through the Data for Now initiative. Second, the launch of the new program on citizen-generated data to empower individuals and communities to contribute to data production, take control of their data, and improve their lives. Third, the public-private partnership for the implementation of the new UN data platform, which will provide a single entry point for authoritative data and a cost-effective way to reach a broader user base and enhance visibility, use, and impact of data for decision-making at all levels. Ladies and gentlemen, investing in data has never been more urgent. In September, we will convene the 2023 SDG Summit to mark the halfway point of the 2030 Agenda. But we must recognize that we are far off course in our efforts to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Strengthening data availability, transparency, and financing is one of the most effective ways to target and accelerate our efforts. Together, through these initiatives, we can harness the potential of data for people, planet, prosperity, and peace. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Amina Mohammed, for your excellent closing remarks. Without further ado, let's welcome Deputy Commissioner of National Bureau of Statistics, PRC, Mr. Mao Youfeng, to deliver some closing remarks. Thank you. Honorable Mr. Xu Wenguang, Executive Deputy Governor of Zhejiang Province, and Honorable Mayor of Hangzhou, and Honorable Mr. Stephen Shuman-Fest. Ladies and gentlemen, hello everyone. So with the concerted efforts of everyone, the fourth United Nations World Data Forum has successfully finished all the items on our agenda. Throughout the sessions, representatives coming from statistical and the data world, focusing on the keyword of data, has engaged in a lot of discussion, so that we have produced a lot of exchanges of ideas, and as a result of that, a lot of valuable points have been output as the conference. So we are forging consensus, mutually understanding each other better, so that we can forge some consensus and partnership. So there are three key features of this forum. First of all, so the letter of congratulations sent by President Xi Jinping is very positively and well received. So President of PRC, President Xi Jinping, in the letter of congratulations, pointed out that so it's a common aspiration for people of all kinds to achieve a very robust, green, and healthy global development. On that note, the Chinese government stands ready to work together with all the governments so that we are going to construct the international collaboration new paradigm characterized by openness and win for all. So throughout the past 4 days of discussions, so representatives from all different sectors really appreciate the great views laid out by President Xi Jinping. And so in his letter of congratulations, there is a panoramic view of what's going on in the world. And then we are presenting the China suggestions by using data to power sustainable development. And also it's indicative of China's sincerity to work together with people from all over the world to embrace the better future. And all the representatives expressed that they stand ready to work in deeper ways in practical collaboration with China in the area of the data, so that we can exchange ideas of innovation for data, so that together we can contribute our wisdom and efforts to achievement of 2030 UN Agenda Sustainable Development Goals. And secondly, the forum has produced a lot of best practices for data for governance. So the National Bureau of Statistics is holding the full plenary session with the theme of the data for decision making, for governance, for innovation, for new opportunities and challenges, of which we kindly shared about the expected practice for Chinese government to do the digital transformation and trying to do digitalization innovation of the companies, so that we are exploring the positive practices of moving beyond GDP. So the United Nations, as well as other representatives from different international organizations and from different countries at the plenary sessions, parallel sessions, and special events have engaged in some deeper discussions about the new methodologies, the new mindset, and new methods for using data to service the scientifically based decision making and macro governance. So exchange of ideas, we are going to improve our capability together, so that we are going to have innovative way for collaboration in the area of the data, so inject a new vitality for global economy. And thirdly, the forum has forged consensus of our views. So by exchange of ideas, we're inspiring each other in diversified ways. So with exchanges of wisdom, we're happy to see a lot of common views. First of all, commitment towards openness and inclusiveness. Together, we can travel longer down the road. Openness, inclusiveness, and collaboration for win for all is the golden key for civilization progress. So it's a consensus that we are going to develop international data governance rules, which is in line with everyone's view to extract the best value from the data, so that we are going to have a very equitable and open digital partnership, so that bilateral communication for data is going to be engaged, so that we can overcome the digital divide. And secondly, we're going to be very brave to blaze the trail. Innovation is the build engine of the data. It's a consensus view that we're going to accelerate innovation in data mindset, philosophy, and application technologies. By strengthening our collaboration and exchange in statistical area, we're going to use intensive and extensive data and advanced, highly efficient technology measures to lift the global economy out of COVID-19, to engage on recovery trajectory. Thirdly, we're going to work for the people, to create welfare for the people, to let technology and data do good. So enhancing human welfare is the common wish of development. It's a consensus view that we're going to make sure that a lot of sustainable issues for mankind, we're going to let data play a bigger role in data power reduction, food security, energy supply chain, and the gender equality and health to achieve the SDG 2030. And fourthly, we believe that we're going to face the future to let data drive the future growth. We believe that in order to achieve the SDG, we have to improve the indicator system for SDG, to expand the source and coverage of data, enhance our monitoring capabilities, filling the data gap, timely and accurately measure the progress and effectiveness of sustainable development, so that we can empower the sustainable development of mankind by giving it new wings so that it can fly higher above in the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, my distinguished friends, as we are coming to the close for successful convening of the 4th United Nations World Data Forum, we have to say thank you to the guidance of United Nations and to the special attention afforded by the Chinese government, and also the hard efforts by Zhejiang provincial government and the Hangzhou municipality. It would not be possible without profound participation from all over the world. On behalf of National Bureau of Statistics, PRC, I would like to say my heartfelt thank you and gratitude to all the participants and all the working staff. Thank you very much to the journalist friends for covering our event as well. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Mo Yufeng, Deputy Commissioner of NBS. Without further ado, let's welcome Executive Vice Governor of Zhejiang Province, Xu Wenguang. Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, over the past 4 days, we have successfully finished all the different items on the agenda for the 4th United Nations World Data Forum. So as we are coming to the end of the session, on behalf of the CPC Zhejiang Provincial Committee as well as the provincial government, I would like to say a heartfelt thank you to all the officials coming from different countries, technical representatives, and the NSO different representatives, and all the ministry representatives. Say thank you very much, and thank you to all the working staff, journalists, and volunteers, and all the people behind the stage. Thank you very much, paying tribute to you for your efforts. This is a very high-profile forum with a lot of content, with a lot of influence. So there are a lot of different sessions, like opening ceremonies, and also a lot of parallel sessions. We are at the forefront of learning a lot from all the scholars and experts coming from the industries. So I would like to use 5 different words to describe what I mean: shine, interact, resonate, present, and open. These are the 5 takeaway messages. First one is this forum is shining with digital civilization wisdom. The letter of congratulations sent by President Xi Jinping is talking about a strategic perspective of constructing a data collaboration for the whole world, characterized by openness and win for all, so that we are pointing out a very clear direction and basis for using data for governance to increase the development of equality and exchange ideas across different civilizations. And the Vice Premier Ding Xuexiang mentioned that we're going to have a global digital governance to strengthen the innovation of digital, and so to overcome digital divide as well as strengthen the statistical monitoring. The 4 initiatives is going to inject a new vitality and power for sustainable development. And second one is that this forum is interacting with the wisdom of data value. So by using hybrid version of online and offline, we are engaging more than 1,000 different offline representatives coming from 100 different countries and nations. And almost 10,000 online audience are attending 6 plenary sessions, 72 parallel sessions, and 20 special events. A lot of high-ranking officials, scholars, as well as the representatives from private sector focusing on towards data that empowers our future, and focusing on the data power decision making, data governance, and data value extraction, so that we are going to inspire each other with wisdom about data. And thirdly, this forum is resonating with the momentum of digital economy. So the forum view data as the new oil for the digital world. So we're going to make the best utilization of the data to develop the digital economy and enhance, accelerate industrialization of data, and to do the digitalization of industries. We have engaged in deep discussions so that we are talking about enhancing the high quality and the trust and the ethics in data, extracting the value from that, constructing the ecosystem of the data, so that the data can play its role in transforming our way of development, optimizing our development structure, as well as turning data into our motivation power for growth and enhancing the quality of our development. So we have consensus in that area. Firstly, the forum is presenting hardcore results from digital transformation with an area of 2,000 square meters of exhibition zone by having the designated sessions like global view, China wisdom from statistical world, and digital Zhejiang, Hangzhou practice, and the data sectors. We have showcased the strong network society for China and digital Zhejiang and smart Hangzhou's practical results. And also the head of the NSO from China has done a presentation about Zhejiang's 2里办, Zhizhengding, and two different terminals and applications. And Zhejiang Online and Statistical Brain, Big Brain plus the application is about exploring new ways of application. And fifthly, this forum has ushered in a new chapter for digital collaboration. Throughout the 4-day session, the National Bureau of Statistics signed into MOU together with the Zhejiang provincial government about the United Nations Big Data Global Platform and China Regional Hub. So for the data resource exploration and utilization, digital projects and technology collaboration, we have made some arrangement. Today, we're about to promulgate the Hangzhou Declaration. So using data, technology, and digital technology to collaboratively do innovation to overcome digital divide and establishing the data ecosystem, we're going to engage in a wider ranging and profound practical exchanges. We are already starting off on a new journey and blazing the trail for a new journey. With that, Zhejiang is going to stand ready to use the best results and output for this conference to strengthen the exchange of ideas with every stakeholder and work in practical with you, so that we are going to implement digital Zhejiang, so that we are going to implement our #1 development project and also the other 2 different #1 projects to use the digital to do the innovation and quality improvement, so that we can extract value from the data to do the competitive advantage cultivation of digital industry and other different 6 key actions, so that when we are using data to the best, we're going to embrace the future and win the future together. Spring is the best season for the year. Well, autumn is also better than spring. So this actually the autumn. So you can be welcome to join Hangzhou and come to Hangzhou, because we're the venue for the 19th Asian Games and 4th the Olympics as well. So we stand ready together to invite you here. We are expecting you here to enjoy the beautiful scenery for the southern China. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Xu Wenguang, Executive Vice Governor of Zhejiang Province. So this conference is hosted by the United Nations, and NBS and Zhejiang Provincial Government are the co-organizer for this conference. But as is known to all, that a lot of specific work has been handled by Hangzhou Municipality. So thank you, Hangzhou, for making this forum a great success. You have put in a lot of efforts to make this a huge success. And for the high quality convening of this forum, you have provided high quality and excellent services. So we have to say thank you to Zhejiang Province and Hangzhou Municipality. Thank you. Okay, without further ado, let's welcome Yao Gaoyuan, Mayor of Hangzhou Municipality, to deliver some remarks. Welcome. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my distinguished friends, good afternoon. Well, The past few days is the most beautiful season in Hangzhou because this is April, the most mesmerizingly beautiful season in Hangzhou. So we are gathered together with a lot of leading gurus to join us for the session. We have one happy news following another. So over the past 3 days consecutively, we have successfully held 3 major events. The first one is a China Nation one, and the second one is an Asian event, and this one we're attending is a world event on the 23rd of April. So the all nationwide session has been actually being held in Hangzhou. It's called the China Day for Rating. And following that, on the 24th of April, we are happily ushering in the opening ceremony of the United Nations Fourth World Data Forum. And following that, on the 25th of April, echoing the points by Mr. Xu. So in September, we're going to hold the Asian Games, of which representatives coming from 45 different nations are going to come here. So they are the delegates of the negotiations. They are going to gather here together to have some like the preparation meeting to hold the Asian Games. So it was convened on the 25th. So we were very busy starting from 23rd all through 24th and 25th. So China's event and Asian's event and the global event was held consecutively in the past 3 days in Hangzhou. It was inaugurated. So first of all, that's why welcome to Hangzhou, everyone. Well, at the same time, I would like to say thank you for your deep passion and love for Hangzhou. Well, the fourth United Nations World Data Forum is an international forum launched and organized by the United Nations. It's a grand gathering of the global data community and the statistics community, and also is another important stage for Hangzhou to showcase the governance of China via the window of a city. Well, thanks to the concerted efforts and the support of everyone, so together we have already successfully made this forum a highly productive and impactful, high-end, high-profile gathering. So featured by the presence of the top official experts and tight, efficient schedules, which truly will leave a deep imprint on the history of Hangzhou. So that's for sure. In our history, it's going to run down in history with a lot of positive note. So the CPC Central Committee and the State Council for China attached a great importance to this forum. You can see that from the letter of congratulations and from President Xi Jinping. So as early as 20 years ago, while President Xi Jinping was back then working in Zhejiang, he was very forward-looking in mapping out a blueprint for digital Zhejiang over the past few years. We resolutely followed the important instructions of President Xi Jinping, and Hangzhou has been developing itself into the #1 city of the digital economy, China, and where has been a cluster of digital businesses. So we are strong because of data. We are prospering because of data. A new chapter has been ushered in. We have companies like Alibaba, NetEase, Haikong. For example, we have seen that on the H3C and Dahua. So Hikvision. So we believe that the digital has become the new card for Hangzhou to present itself to the world. So last year we have very value of more than like for example the 507.6 billion RMB yuan for the core value created for digital economy core sectors. So you find that out of the 1.8 trillion GDP, this accounts for 27.1%. And so this accounts for about 56.5% of the value added to the core digital economy. So end of October for Hangzhou. So we are accounting for a whopping 57% almost. So we are leading the nation in digital comprehensive capabilities. So we are in the top quintile amongst the top 100 digital economy cities in 2022. Successful convenient holding of this forum will further accelerate construction of the digital and intelligent Hangzhou so that we can promote the reform into extracting the value from the data, create the high ground for comprehensive utilization of the data so that we can develop the secondary curve for digital economy and let it reboom again. So towards data that empowers our world is the theme echoing in the venue of this forum. Is also a very respectable and sacred mission of Hangzhou for further developing digital Hangzhou. So with the successful conclusion of this forum, we are going to sail off on a new journey. So riding on the new waves, Hangzhou will make better efforts to implement #1 development project of empowering economic development with data so that we can strive towards creating more success stories in promoting digital reform and high quality development of the digital economy so that we can get data bloom and blossom prosper in Hangzhou. Well, on that note, Hangzhou will try the best we can do to promote the conversion and the application of the outcomes from the forum. So we're going to capitalize on our host capability so that in terms of the data innovation and collaboration and data value mining and enhancing the trust and ethics in data and building a very viable data ecosystem, we're going to build upon your great insights so that we can promote and implement outcomes of the forum such as the Hangzhou Declaration. This will be an outcome of this forum so that we can contribute to the joint development of a global statistics community and also promote the achievement of the SDG 2030 by enhancing statistical monitoring. So we're building a more just and reasonable global data governance system and make our contribution from Hangzhou. And secondly, Hangzhou will strive towards becoming a pioneer in the reform of the statistical modernization, strengthen mutual learning in the community with each other, learn from the best practices in the statistical world, accelerate on the statistical survey method and indicator system, aligned with international standards in the new digital economy, new economy. We're going to exchange ideas and engage in collaboration in the statistical community so that we are going to blaze the trail for modernization reform. And thirdly, Hangzhou will try the best to become a demonstrator of a global data governance, of which we're going to implement a very strong network society and the data governance mechanism to strengthen digital transformation, to make sure that efficient flow of data will be realized, so that we are going to use data for governance to have a quality reshaping of China's digital economy. So in digital transformation and the data industry and data services and intelligent society, in those areas, we're going to become the role model for everyone. So as a result of that, we can contribute a lot of Hangzhou wisdom and Hangzhou role model for the global data governance. Well, thank you, other guests. Thank you, the host and organizer for this conference. Thank you for choosing Hangzhou and giving us the opportunity to service every one of you. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you for sharing as well. So thank you to the friends from the media as well. Thank you for covering us. Well, I very much look forward to hosting you in the golden autumn season of September and along the beautiful Qianchang Riverside, so that we are holding the Asian Games together. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Yao Gaoyuan. Well, let me give you some data, if I may. For this forum, throughout the past 4-day session, we have held opening ceremony, closing ceremony, plenary sessions, parallel sessions, and special events as well. Well, as concurrent sessions, we also have the high-level group meeting as well as the regional center exchange meetings. So put together, how many meetings do we have? 100? Exactly 100 sessions were being successfully held. This is a lucky and fortunate number. So 100 sessions means something productive to come. Okay, without further ado, let's welcome Assistant Director, Madam Francisca Peruzzi, to publish the outcome document for this forum. Welcome.
Mr. Mao, Mr. Xu, Mr. Yao, distinguished colleagues, dear friends, we are at the end of 3 days of great discussions and great sessions. Wonderful to be here in Hangzhou together again for the 4th time since we started this great journey together in 2017 in Cape Town. This is a moment when we reflect on the results we have achieved and where we want to go from here. The many sessions of this forum, both those in person and held remotely, clearly demonstrate the progress we've made, especially since they showcased concrete achievements and practical solutions that could be scaled up with the necessary funding. But they still highlight how much more we need to do and how much more we could do with adequate resources and strong political will to place data at the center of decision-making at all levels. The forum resulted, as we've heard from the Deputy Secretary General, Amina Mohammed, in very important outcomes, including the announcement of new initiatives and launch of new collaboratives that will help advance data innovation, engagement with civil society, and partnerships with the private sector. So where do we go from here? And how do we continue to work together as we leave this beautiful city of Hangzhou? We have a new blueprint for our collective actions between now and the next forum. It's my great pleasure to announce the Hangzhou Declaration, accelerating progress on the implementation of the Cape Town Global Action Plan for Sustainable Development Data. Its implementation needs a truly collective effort, and everyone has a role to play. With this declaration, we recommit to the implementation of the Cape Town Global Action Plan, while refocusing on new priorities. In light of the progress that this community has already made, but also considering the urgent need to intensify the use of data to rescue the SDGs and to address the multiple crises that we're all facing. Our community will work on a streamlined set of strategic areas covering coordination and strategic leadership on data for sustainable development, innovation and modernization of national data and statistical systems, dissemination and use of sustainable development data, multi-stakeholder partnerships to mobilize resources and coordinate efforts for statistical capacity development in infrastructure and human resources. Recognizing that the implementation needs an accountability plan to ensure that we reach the desired outcome, and that relevance and visibility, both at the global and national and local level, are also needed, the refreshed Cape Town Global Action Plan will include a monitoring mechanism and be accompanied by strong communication and advocacy to communicate its ambitions. Finally, the declaration recognizes that sustainable development has a financial cost. And without a change in the level of investments in data, we will fail to maximize the outcomes needed at this midpoint in the implementation of Agenda 2030 and make the necessary interventions to leave no one behind. And it calls for an urgent, a sustained increase in the level and scale of investments in data and statistics from both domestic and international actors, as well as public, private, and philanthropic sectors, to strengthen capacity in all countries in need, close data gaps for vulnerable groups, and enhance country resilience in the current context of an economic crisis, protracted conflicts, climate emergency, and increased food insecurity. And now I'd like you to watch a video where we can hear a little bit more about the details of this declaration that will be our common framework for the next year.
This forum is going to issue the Hangzhou Declaration, 2 keywords, partnership and innovation. After this, and we'll see that how the data could generate much more impactful changes for our acceleration to this 2030 agenda.
We resolve to renew our commitment to working as a global community under the United Nations, which through the data strategy and our common agenda sets out a joint vision for a better whole of UN data ecosystem and measurement approach for people and planet.
We resolve to revitalize the Cape Town Global Action Plan through collective action, as demonstrated in this forum since 2017, and now needed more than ever to surmount the multitude of crises we face on the path to modernize and stronger data and statistical systems to support the achievement of the SDGs.
We resolve to establish new priorities under a streamlined set of CTGAP strategic areas covering the following:
coordination and strategic leadership on data for sustainable development, innovation and modernization of the national data and statistical system, with particular focus on addressing the monitoring needs of the 2030 agenda.
The designation and use of sustainable development data. It is also to see the value of multi-stakeholder partnerships to mobilize resources and coordinate efforts for statistical capability developments in infrastructure and human resources.
We resolved to define under the Cape Town Global Action Plan a system for periodic monitoring and evaluation of progress and lessons learned with clear and easy to communicate ambitions linked to national and regional programs and plans.
We resolved to organize future forums as a milestone in the collective actions of this community to serve as a focus for launching new initiatives, provide a strategic reflection point, and take stock of progress with implementation of the CTGAP, which remains the common framework for the design and implementation of country-led capacity development activities.
We resolve to continue to urge the international community and the governments to recognize sustainable development as a financial cost.
And without a change in the level of investment in sustainable development data and integrated and coordinated approach to this, we will fail to maximize the development outcomes that we need at this midpoint in the period to achieve Agenda 2030 and make the necessary interventions to leave no one behind.
We resolve to promote at the same time marginal investments in data and statistical systems to demonstrate they result in massive efficiency and effectiveness gains when informing decisions on sustainable development, which pay dividends in the medium and long term. So this is the plan, and I'm confident that our great community will stand behind it and continue to make progress, building on the many accomplishments we have already made, and continue to work together under this common framework in a coordinated manner, even with the necessary adaptations to different sectors and national, local, and regional contexts. Thank you. 谢谢.
Thank you, Madam Francesca Perucci, for announcing the outcome and shared with us a video clip well prepared. Madam Francesca announced the Hangzhou Declaration, quite a landmark achievement, marking that the UN 2030 agenda, 15 years together. This is the 8th year, marks the midterm review. Need to take stock of the progress made during the first half and also serve as a new starting point for the next step. I believe that Hangzhou Declaration serves as a landmark. The 5th UN World Data Forum is going to be organized in Colombia, South America. Actually, in order to share our best wishes for the forum, China has prepared a gift to send to the next host, Colombia. We would like to give the floor to Deputy Commissioner Mao Yongfeng, Mr. Xu Wenguang, Executive Vice Governor of Zhejiang Province, and Mr. Leonardo Trujillo, Deputy Director of National Administrative Department of Statistics, and also Camilo, the Director General of the International Cooperation Department, to the stage. Please open the painting slowly. Please allow me to introduce to you about this painting. It is called The Beauty of Hangzhou, painted by painter Yu Shuiqing. This painting demonstrates the characteristics of Hangzhou city, painted on silk paper. As you can see, quite colorful, delicate lines depicted Hangzhou's beautiful scenery and the cultural landscape. If you look at the painting, you can see there are 3 world cultural heritage. The first one is West Lake. We have many poems to describe West Lake. Song poet Su Shi had a poem about to see West Lake, one must compare it to Xizi, with light makeup and heavy adornment. The two complement each other. That means the West Lake is just like the beauty Xishi. No matter whether you have a light makeup or heavy adornment, will be beautiful. Be it windy or sunny, spring or winter, it is very beautiful. And the second cultural heritage is the Hangzhou Grand Canal, and it is earliest Grand Canal 2,500 years ago, and also Liangzhu archaeological site demonstrates the Chinese civilization, witnessing the past 5,000 years of history of China. And also you can see there are 3 scenes related to Qiantang River. The first one is Qiantang largest tidal bore. It is really the world's largest. On August 8th, lunar calendar, it is really very surging. And the second is the Qiantang Bridge in 1934, built by Mao Yuxin, famous bridge expert, combining road and railway together. And the third is Qianwang Shu's the tidal bore. It is a landmark bronze sculpture reflecting the spirits of Hangzhou people, perseverance of Hangzhou people. And also you can see, we see along the Qiantang River, there are modern architecture, and also the venue of the 4th UN World Data Forum, that is this Expo Center. So this is the composition of this painting. You can revisit in your leisure. And also we have the logo of the 4th World Data Forum. So much for this painting introduction. Please put it away, hand it over to Commissioner Mao Youfeng. Welcome, Commissioner Mao, to present this souvenir to Deputy Director of National Administrative Department of Statistics, Colombia, Mr. Leonardo Trujillo. Thank you, Commissioner Mao. Thank you, Mr. Xu Wenguang. Vice Governor. Thank you, Deputy Director of National Administrative Department of Statistics. Director General of the Department of International Cooperation, Camilo. Next, I would like to give the floor to Deputy Director of Colombia, Mr. Leonardo Trujillo, to give a remark. The floor is yours.
Dear Deputy Commissioner Mao, dear Executive Vice Governor Chu, distinguished Major Zhao, dear colleagues and friends, Xia Hu Zhao, good afternoon. It's for me a great pleasure to be standing here on behalf of Colombia and the National Administrative Department of Statistics, DANE, at this 4th United Nations World Data Forum, and particularly in this closing ceremony. I feel honored both personally and professionally by being recognized as the host of the next 5th United Nations World Data Forum. Firstly, we would like to recognize and congratulate our colleagues from the National Bureau of Statistics and from the city of Hangzhou. You have exceeded our expectations and have made a lasting contribution to the international data community and have made a step forward towards the achievement of a consensus around data that empowers the world. I would also like to thank the whole team of the United Statistics Division, which under Stefan's and Francesca's leadership and guidance have made this magnificent event happen. The efforts and expertise of Ian, Linda, and the whole team, as well as those of the members of the program committee, are essential towards building these open and significant discussions. We look forward to our work together. We are committed to take the responsibility for being the carriers of this souvenir received a few minutes ago from our colleagues in the Chinese National Bureau of Statistics, and we will respect this symbolic meaning, putting all our efforts to have a successful event next year. Throughout the different sessions here in Hangzhou, I have noted how big the excitement and expectations from all of you are regarding the 5th Data Forum in the city of Medellin, and let me reassure you that the excitement and expectations from us as hosts are even bigger. Nos vemos en Colombia. See you in Colombia. Sie, sie.
Thank you, Mr. Leonardo Trujillo, for the wonderful remarks. The 5th World Data Forum is going to be organized in Colombia. Global data and the statistical community will gather together next year in Colombia. We wish the 5th UN World Data Forum can be a complete success. Well, in this closing remark, we have the last but not least speaker. We would like to give the floor to Director General of UNSD, Stefan Swanfast, to give a closing remark and announce the closing of this forum. The floor is yours.
Distinguished guests of honors, dear colleagues, dear data friends, 中国朋友. You always know when you see me, you are in trouble. It's either the beginning of something or the end of something. And sadly, today, it is the end of our beautiful World Data Forum. People who have seen me before have seen me on such occasion in a very big yellow suit. Today, my staff has given me at least my speech on colorful paper. And talking about colorful, what a colorful, amazing 4 days we have had in this truly successful and incredible 4th UN World Data Forum, with so many interactions in person and online. The use of technology has made it really possible to reach many people and many communities who cannot always be with us here at the table. And I'm particularly happy that we reached many people in China and around the world. People who represent our wide community, people who care about data, who share this common interest and know how important data is to shape our world and to improve our lives. And because we are talking about data, let me give you a few data on the World Data Forum. There have been over 10,000 active visits of the online event platform. We heard already over 100 sessions. We had over 400 speakers and about half of them here in person. 2,516 active profiles were created on the social network platform. Over 8,000 messages sent, 239 community board topics posted, 251 photos shared. I'm sure there were many more photos here in this event. And 45 meetups were created. And what makes me particularly happy is that in many of those interactions, there were young people. And that's what we are looking forward to. And I hope with our event and with our speech, we may have inspired a few young people to work hard so that they will organize the World Data Forum 2050. The Cape Town Global Action Plan is and remains our starting point for better data for sustainable development. This is our roadmap, it stays our roadmap, and with the Hangzhou Declaration today, we have another important marker accelerator on that way. And I'm particularly excited about the many concrete commitments and initiatives that were announced here. We heard during the 4 days a number of key announcements on more innovative practices with data and statistics, greater collaboration with more parts of the data ecosystem, and more private-public partnership. This is all very important. Now, in order to get there, a lot of people had to work very, very hard. So bear with me as I close this forum now with a number of important thank you messages. Of course, our first thank you message goes to the government of the People's Republic of China and our dear friends in the National Bureau of Statistics. We've seen in the video that they started to work almost 600 days ago. And I can tell you, with us in New York and you in China, we were often working 24 hours a day. Your teams and our team have worked together like statistical brothers and sisters, and I really wanted to thank you for that. We also want to, of course, say a special thank you to Zhejiang Province and Hangzhou Municipality. I can tell you, you have created a beautiful environment for our event and an amazing light show. And I have to thank the mayor for the most impressive element of the light show. It was the sun coming out at the end of the World Data Forum. I don't know how you did that, but I wanted to thank you for that. And I can tell you that here and in Zhejiang Province, we will be coming back. If you treat us so well, we will be coming back with the United Nations. We now have our geospatial center in Beijing, and we have our big data center here in Hangzhou. So you will see us again. But also in the local hospitality, I wanted to thank many people who worked behind the scenes and make this possible in a very quiet but effective way. Security, the technical colleagues, the IT support, the staff of this beautiful center, that put always delicious food in every corner of this meeting. The volunteers, I saw so many young white people and I had an opportunity to thank them this morning. They made it really special. And also the interpreters that made sure that we understand each other. I also wanted to thank the media who has helped us to project our message beyond this room and beyond this space and to reach the people out there. And I'm sure I have forgotten somebody, but everybody in this beautiful town, in this beautiful province, in this beautiful country, thank you very, very much. Then, of course, I need to thank our high-level group on partnership, coordination, and capacity building for statistics who have been working very, very hard over the last 18 months as the brain of this event, providing strategic leadership for the program. And we have two strong women who are leading this, and I thank them on behalf of the entire group, Elsa and Ola. And so thank you very much for Thank you for your hard work, and I have bad news for you. We have a meeting tomorrow morning at 9:30, and we start the preparations for the next World Data Forum. I also wanted to thank the program committee. I mean, again, under the leadership of two strong women, Ola and Shada, thank you so much for everything you did. It is sometimes hard because we had so many good proposals, and sometimes the program committee had to do the tough job of telling somebody, no, unfortunately, we cannot do that at this event. We will perhaps try to accommodate it somewhere else. They have worked very, very hard to put interesting sessions together. And they have not only done the program, I think they have helped us to reach out to their networks. So I think they have not only been our program committee, they have been actually our program and marketing committee. And I wanted to thank them for that. I want to thank you, all of the participants, as you are here in this room. You have traveled either from China or from international destinations to be here with us, to celebrate with us. And of course, I wanted to thank the many people around the world who have connected to this forum. I have also bad news for you. You are now the ambassadors of the World Data Forum, and we will expect you to stay connected and to work with us on the road to the next World Data Forum. So thank you to everybody who has been a participant, an active participant, and have made this World Data Forum really in what it is, a lively forum. Thank you very much. And finally, I have to thank a group, and that's my own team, because of course I always say I'm only the director. I get to stand here and make a nice speech, but all the people who have to solve the practical problems and have to do the hard work, they were working behind the scene. And perhaps I can ask my team, the members of the UN Statistics Division, to come up here. Come on, where are you? Ian, Francesca, come. Come, where are you? Yongi, Francesca, come, don't be shy. Aoi, Yongi, Linda, everybody. Yeah, Viveka, come, everybody. Thank you. Linda. So thank you very, very much. And of course, the whole team has worked very well together, but every team has a leader, and the leader in this team is my real boss, Francesca. And Francesca and I have been in what I call a statistical marriage for 30 years. And as in every good marriage, you have to be attentive and value what I have. So Francesca, let me thank you for your companionship, for your leadership, for your positive energy, for your great professional competence that is always accompanied by an Italian smile. So thank you very much. So, at the end of this, we had a lot of intellectual stimulation, but we also had a lot of fun. I hope you listened to me. But we don't want to stop here. We want to promise each other to stick to each other, to stick together as the World Data family. I called you already the network and friends, the ambassadors of good data and the next World Data Forum. The next World Data Forum is just around the corner, number 5 in Colombia, and it starts right here. As I said, we will have a meeting tomorrow morning. So I wish you all a safe journey home. Thank you for being here. See you all soon again and at the latest in Colombia. 谢谢, 再见, y nos vemos en Colombia.